Hi, everybody. It's Crazy in for another week. Uh, for the start of this, I'm going to do some advice. Now, before you say, Crazy, no, don't start it off with advice. Don't give people advice. No, it's before that. It's different than that. It's not me giving you advice. It's you giving me advice. And the first person that gave me advice was Giovanni. And he mentioned last week I missed something on my video. And it took me a minute and I realized I was mentioning my Python books, but I never mentioned where I got them from. Why didn't I mention where I got them from? Um, yeah. So I was like, this has got to be fixed. So that's why I'm starting this off this way. Um, he told me about Hubble Bundle. Now, HubbleBundle.com is a charity organization that basically bundles stuff together like games, books, and software. And you pay like little tiers of prices. And I'll go into that in detail right now, okay? Because I'm into books and I'm into programming, and they've got one here. They had another sale last time, or this past week, but it was after my video, and I got like 25 books, Python books, for 18 bucks. Okay, really good deal. And right now that sale was ended, but they have sales all the time. So come back to the site and check every now and again. Don't do it crazy. Don't forget. Okay, go back, look. We top them up. My buddy Giovanni keeps trying to drill that in my thick skull, and it just doesn't work. So I'm gonna try to remember to keep going back. But here goes one, and they, got a couple, several books, that you can get. Now you get $772 worth of books, okay, for cheap. So they're DM free or DRM free and multi-format. Okay, so let's check it out just real quick. Okay, you pay $1, okay, and you unlock these 5 books. Now you say, oh well, I'm not into C. I understand SQL and yeah, I get statistics, but they're not really what I want. But they can add to my library. And it's like, yeah, and for $1 at $20 a piece, $100 you're getting for $1. You can't find it in the yard sale. Okay, now 10. Okay, so you go to $10. Now, if you pay $10 or more, you also get you get the first 5 books, and then you get 5 more. Look, C Pound, HTML, JavaScript. Oh, you're learning how to code? Ah, look, learn to code right there. And you're like, well, yeah, but crazy, you keep talking about Python, 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 Python. Okay, yeah, well, let's see what the $18 one is. You go up to $18 now. Not only do you get the dollar one, you get the $10 one, and now you get 5 more books. And look, there goes Python. And they have Android development. But maybe the sale is not for you. That's okay. Check back every now and again and see what sales they offer. You can come straight here. You can go Hubble Bundle and then click on bundles, and it automatically puts you on all bundles, and you can just scroll through them. Oh, okay, what do they got? What do they got? What do they got? Okay, so check them out. You know, you can spend up to from $1 to 18, 20, $30. It depends on what the sales are. And if you don't like what you see, come back some other time when these sales have changed, and they might have something you like. It's like I found, he pointed me out to them another set of Python books, and I was like, oh, and I bought them. Instantly bought them because it had a lot of the stuff that I wanted. It had AI programming. It had AI programming in Python. Um, let's see, a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to learn too. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh, I like that, I like that. And it was like 18 bucks, and I get 25 books sold. So check them out. And you know give them a look over. And like I said, if you don't see anything you like this week, check back next week. You know, I mean, some of these are like 9 days or 19 days or 16 days or 12 days. I mean, you got some that are like 2 or 3 days. This right here's 4 days. Check them out. It can't hurt. Okay, so let me put this back up. My next one is my wife told me that. I've got to shrink myself back down. Okay, this is how I normally am. This is what you normally see on the past videos. It's me, small, little bitty rain, okay? So, and she says, well, why are you so small over there in that corner? I can't see you. And she looks on the TV in the living room because she watches my videos, and she says, I can barely see you. Why don't you? I'm like, because I don't want to break people's monitors. So she was like, come on, try to, size up a little bit. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be like all over the screen. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. And she was like, not that big. All you gotta do is just put yourself up there a little bit, fit in, you're good. I'm like, okay, well, I can do that. So kudos to my wife. Look, here it is. Let me know what y'all think. Should I keep the big picture up or should I go back down to my little small little screen over here? Okay. Let me know in the comments or drop on by my server. Um, Another person that gave me some really good advice was, my buddy E. He's been, really uh, demotivated. And I always try to cheer people up. And he told me crazy. He goes, I know you're trying to help, but sometimes, you don't help by helping. And I get that, and E, I hear you, bud. Okay, I hear you. And but I'm always a helper. I always try. And uh, my buddy Fred, had a little bit of a sadness happen in his deal, and I told him, hey, let's talk privately about it. And I told him that, listen, I'm still here for you, dude. Will always be here. I haven't gone anywhere. And I want to see Blender Wars continue on. And his advice was, yeah, well, only, us ones that are good friends will stick together. And it's like, yeah, but you make friends, and those friends stick together. Um, Also, if you're out there and you're trying to figure out, which way you want to go in programming, you don't have to be a dev. You can be a hobbyist. Enjoy what you do, and everybody's like, well, I want to make the money. Really? Do you really want to go through all that headache? It's up to you. But me, myself, and the best advice I gave myself, because I had a long talk and I said crazy, you know, you're not a dev, dude. You're not a big time AAA game maker. You're not a big time game dev. You are a weekend warrior. You tinker around with Blender, you tinker around with a BGE, you tinker around with game design, and you know, you need to either step in the pot or just stay out of it. Either go all in or go out. And I got looking at that and I said, crazy, you're kind of right, but I don't want to go all in. I want to go at my own pace. I don't want to go 90 miles an hour and try to cram all this knowledge in my head because that's where I was failing. And I couldn't get the knowledge because I was trying to keep up with everybody else. Ooh, this person's doing that. I gotta do that. And this person's doing that. I gotta do that. And that person's doing that. I gotta do that. I had to back up. And so this is one of the reasons why I started back to fundamentals. That's it. I'm going back to fundamentals. I'm going to relearn this and get it right. So if you're in that boat, stick with what you like to do. And don't sit there and say, I like to do it because one day I'm gonna be paid a lot of money. No. No, you won't. You'll hate your job. I know several game devs out there who have actually used to get paid for it, and they hate their job. They would rather jump off a 50-story building than continue doing their job. But the only reason why they do it is because it's the only job they can get. Okay, so if you want to get a career in game dev, go for it if that's what pleases you. But if you love to code, then code. Don't worry about, how much you get paid for it or if you get paid for it or, if you like it. If you're thinking, do I like it? Then it may not be for you. Okay? For me, I am a hobbyist. I enjoy playing with Python. I enjoy playing with Blender. I enjoy trying to attempting to make games. And I completed 2 games and I'm like, I feel the rush. But then I go, I didn't learn enough. Again, back to my fundamental. So with that, I'm going to, let's see, I'm sitting at about 10 minutes, so I'm going to leave it at that. And so, any advice you want to give me, you're more than welcome to drop them in the comments or hop on hop on over to my server and you know say, hey, crazy, here's some advice. You know, and I take constructive criticism very well. So don't think that I'm gonna be like, you told me I look funny, like I look like Florida Man. No, yeah, a lot of times I'm like, oh, you know what? I should listen to that one. And other ones I'm going to be like, yeah, no, it's not happening, dude. Sorry. I'm not that gullible. You're not going to, just jump in my comments and be like, hey, yeah, you suck. Meanwhile, doesn't bother me. The advice I want from you is what do you think would, help my game development go further? What do you think my videos should, continue to do? I'm, like I said a long time ago when I first started this, I am not going to edit and I'm not going to do any flashy stuff on the screen except for what I've got right here. Um, but I do want to have, you know, uh, information that I can give you from each one of my videos because that motivates me. So, till next time, keep on with it and see you next week.